Hey everyone, this is Johnny FD, and I'm really excited for May. Happy May, everyone. Sorry for the wonky haircut. I cut it myself at home. But I wanted to do a recap of income and expenses for the last 30 days, April 1st through the 30th. Normally I also talk about where I travel, but I didn't travel anywhere. I was literally here on my balcony. I'm still in Sri Lanka, if you guys haven't been following along. But it's been a really weird month. So to dive straight into it, money-wise, you would think that the world would be in a recession. Nobody has a job, nobody has any money. Yet, e-commerce has been on a tear. And I feel really bad for people in certain countries, like in Sri Lanka, where a lot of people just don't have any work and no money. And that's why I've actually been feeding some local families here and just doing whatever I can like locally to help. But in the US, most people are collecting unemployment and making between $4,000 to $5,000 a month for sitting on their butts and not doing anything. Like literally sitting on their couch, watching Netflix, ordering pizza, binge like eating their snacks, going to the grocery store like 5 times a week to buy more groceries, or ordering, Uber Eats. It's crazy. And people are ordering so much stuff online. All my e-commerce stores have had the best months ever. A few of them, especially friend stores, unfortunately have run out of stock on things and they're not doing well. That sucks for them. But in general, the ones that are still in stock, people are buying so much stuff online. It's a weird world we live in right now. On one hand, we're in a pandemic. There are people suffering, there are people dying. On the other hand, the majority of people in the US at least, and in a lot of Western countries, are actually just not doing anything. And it's a weird time to be alive. Weird time. And it's also a bad time. It's also a good and a bad time to be an investor. So people who own real estate and have tenants, they haven't been able to collect rent for the last 2 months now because, a lot of people don't have jobs. But even people who are getting $4,000 a month or plus their $1,200 stimulus check are just refusing to pay rent because it's a pandemic. And right now there's no evictions, so you can't legally tell someone to pay you rent. And a lot of landlords are just being nice. They're like, well, if you can't pay rent, just don't pay it, or pay half this month instead. So I'm happy that I don't have to deal with that because I'm not a landlord myself, but I do have investment properties, and some of those are not going to do very well. So people are getting screwed. And you might be thinking, screw these rich investors. But here's the thing is, if these rich investors, people who invest in things like apartment buildings, end up losing their shirts, guess what? Rent's going to have to go up to cover it, especially if the next person that comes in and buys it, they're going to raise their rents. Or people are going to charge double the security deposits, or they're going to just not want people to come. It's just going to be harder. It's not going to be easier for anyone. So this is a weird time. This is definitely a weird time. But I wanted to kind of go through my blog, monthly blog that I write on johnnyfd.com. If you haven't read that, read it. It has way more detail. But just to kind of give everyone a recap, this month I spent double on rent because the girl I was dating, Daniela, went back to Germany and we split. And we used to split the rent. So now that we're not together anymore and she's not here, I'm paying 100% of the rent myself. The only kind of good news is the Sri Lankan currency devalued. So instead of my rent being $500 a month, now it's $466. And I actually could have talked it down because a lot of people right now are talking down their rents because there's no customers, there's no tourists. I'm literally the only one in my building. And there's just these empty buildings laying around. So many people have been talking it down. But to be honest, I was like, why would I feel bad doing that? Because they've been very nice to me. They're relying on my rent to cover a family of 4 people, plus a little kid, 5 people. And at the end of the day, me spending $500 for rent, or $466 now, it's not that much money, even though I can get it for $250 or $300, somewhere else. And I think it's a weird spot. And this is why I don't feel bad telling people if they can afford to pay rent, they should just pay their landlord instead of getting, taking these shortcuts. My sister's a landlord, and she can only afford her mortgage because she has tenants. And hopefully she's gonna get approved for some kind of programs, but it doesn't mean that she just gets that money like relieved. It just means she has to pay this later, maybe with interest. So, it's kind of it is a weird situation. But I paid $466 for my condo here. Room cleaning is included, which is nice. I had them cook me dinner every night for the last 30 days because I didn't want to go grocery shop or cook for myself. And because it's just rice and curry, it's $2 a day, so $60 for dinner this whole month. But I did buy a ton of groceries, honestly, because I was bored. I started to eat breakfast and lunch, and maybe a snack. And I was trying all these new recipes. I made things like fried chicken for the first time ever, never made it in my life. I made homemade granola for the first time, never made that. So I learned all these new recipes. So I spent a lot of money on groceries, which is compared to the US, probably actually not that bad. But here, because food is so cheap, it was weird spending $200 on groceries when you can literally eat out for $2 a meal. I only took one taxi this entire month because there's nowhere to go. And I was only able to surf for 2 days because they've unfortunately shut down all the surf shops. It sucks and it's stupid because there's not that many surfers out there, and this is income for the local, guys who rent surfboards. And maybe if they said, okay, like no more lessons for now, or like you could only rent so many boards, or so many people can be hanging out at once, but they just closed everything. So all these local guys have no income. Tourists like me have nothing to do on the days off now that they've relaxed quarantine on most days. And it's just a weird system. So that sucks. I ended up spending $0 on laundry as well because honestly, I only put on a shirt because I'm doing this video. If you catch me anytime the rest of the month, I'm walking around in my boxers, I'm honestly probably naked half the time, just because there's nobody in the building and it's just me and it's hot. It's Sri Lanka. Thankfully the sun's setting right now, so it's not that bad. But yeah, it's been a cheap month. So I spent a total $858.94 or something. So $850 or so. And that actually increased from $562 last month because I was sharing this apartment with Daniela, the German girl. But even then, it's still really, really cheap to live here in Sri Lanka, number one, but also during quarantine because there's nowhere to go, number two. And thankfully, I've actually been able to earn a lot more than that. So income-wise, some things got really crushed. Amazon slashed the affiliate commissions from 8% down to like 1 and 3%. That got slashed. A lot of things just aren't paying out right now. So for example, Shopify is doing 90-day free trials now. So if someone uses my link to sign up, I don't get paid for 3 months, and they have to keep it for 3 months without canceling. So there's a lot of things that my income has either taken a big hit or dried up completely on. But there's some things that skyrocketed. So my dropshipping stores, best ever months. And because of that, a lot of people are starting new stores. So for example, Shopify link, that's eventually gonna pay something. I don't know, it's gonna be 3 months from now, but keep an eye out for it. A lot of people are signing for Anton's course through my link because dropshipping is doing so well right now. And it's not just me, like literally ask anybody with the e-commerce store or the dropshipping store how they're doing. Or just look at the comments of people when I post stuff like this. So many people are saying things like me too, or it's like Black Friday every day. The CTO of Shopify put a tweet out hiring a bunch of new people because they're getting so much traffic and so many people are buying stuff online. And it's crazy. So a lot of people are buying Anton's course through my link. You can use it below, or just go to antonmethod.com. That redirects to my link. And these are things that, it's strange because I don't know if you guys know how affiliate marketing works, but I don't get paid right away. You go through the 30-day free trial, and then if you decide to keep whatever I recommended, then I get paid a month after that. So actually this month I got paid for a bunch of things I had recommended back in January. So over 2-3 months ago. So it is actually kind of a insider thing, but it's also kind of hard to know. Like if I made, for example, this month I made $8,739 in total. But a lot of that is from stuff or work that I did months ago when I created something months ago. But it has been a good month. I can tell you right now. I had 15 signups to my affiliate marketing course, Income Boss. You can check that out below as well. And people signed up because I made a video saying, hey guys, Amazon is about to screw all the Amazon affiliates. Here's the news article that's coming out. And your commissions are going to drop from 8% to 1%. If you want to learn how to find better affiliate networks, watch this video. I made a YouTube video about it. And then I said, I have a course about this too. I do case studies that show you exactly what I promote, how I get the traffic. And I basically just give people tips on how to make more to monetize their audience and their blog and their email list. And I did some webinars. I did some, I was a guest on a virtual summit, and I got more signups than I have in probably years for this course. Even though it's a good course, I just never talk about it or promote it. So it was a huge bump. So yeah, all in all, lots of new income, lots of dying income, but it's also been an experiment. So I've been very excited. I uploaded 15 YouTube videos last month. If you guys are subscribers, if you haven't, subscribe so I can get that number up. But I was really excited because I was hovering around 17,500 subscribers for a long time. And this is the first month I hit 18,000. So I'm so excited. Now I'm like, I really want 20,000. I think that'd be a nice round number. So if you're watching this and you want these monthly updates, you want to see all the videos I make, hit subscribe. So yeah, it's been a weird month. Investment wise, the last couple months got hit hard in the stock market. I had probably lost close to $100,000 in my total investments, my retirement accounts. And this month it is up $30,000 in just my Vanguard account. And that has made up for about half of what I lost. So yeah, it's still down a little bit from the recession, but it's on its way back up. It might come crashing down again. But what I did was I sold a bunch of things like my individual stocks, some different accounts I was able to get out of. And I talk about this all my other podcast, my podcast, Invest Like a Boss. You can check the quarterly update where I go in depth with that. But yeah, so some things are way down, some things are way up. And I turned off auto invest in a lot of things. So a lot of money just kind of coming due in cash instead of getting auto invested back in. Because it's a weird time we're gonna be in. And I know I keep saying that, but honestly, I think that anybody who says either all is doom and gloom right now, economy is terrible, recession, they need to open their eyes because a lot of money is being made right now, both in the stock market, but online business. But anybody, on the other hand, who's like, oh man, I've been making so much money trading stock options right now, or buying these random stocks, or like I'm whatever it is, those people need a reality check too, because this upward swing, first off, shouldn't be an upward swing. It should be a down kind of prudent people should be saving money right now. They shouldn't be spending money. The stock market shouldn't be so high right now. So these people will need a reality check too. So that's why I keep saying it's been a crazy month. Thank you for following along. I hope that you learned a lot this month and that it was good for you, because I know, for some people it was exactly what you needed. You either needed just some time to chill out and rest and recover, maybe spend time with family, catch up on things, do some spring cleaning, or introspect. How many people constantly are running away from their own fears or their own self, always needing to be somewhere else, do something else, be surrounded by people, drink, party, because they can't be alone with their own thoughts. And how many people now are forced to sit by themselves and think and be like, you know what am I doing with my life? What have I done with my life? And why don't I have 2 months of savings? Why am I stressed out about this? Or why was I working so hard to make all this money? There's so many things. And for me personally, I felt a big shift. I felt a huge shift. And actually, I took the 16 personalities test again, the Myers-Briggs test again just before this. And I'm no longer an ESTJ. I'm no longer an extrovert. I'm actually now officially an introvert, which is crazy. And I kind of knew that for a while, but I was kind of like, no, I've always been an extrovert. I like being around people. I like making these videos. I like sharing. But at the same time, after I make this, I'll need to lay down for 20 minutes because it takes so much energy out of me now. I don't know what it is, but I used to just love being around people. I mean, even the Nomad Summit, when I host these live conferences, I love the energy of people. I love it more than anything. But at the same time, for this last 2 years, you'll find me hiding out from the crowd, avoiding, like I'll show up at the after parties, just to hang out and see people, maybe have a few drinks, and then you'll see me just disappear. And it's because I get so drained now. And if you guys want to know more about the differences between introvert and extrovert, you can check out that site, 16 Personalities, or what I wrote about my findings before. But yeah, it's just an interesting time. Leave a comment if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want me to talk more about. But definitely read the blog post. There's way more information in there, especially about the finances, the expenses, and the money. I hope all of you are well wherever you are and you're healthy. And subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week, next month, whatever the next video is. Let me know what you want me to make videos about. Plenty of free time, so I'm happy to do it. Take care. Bye, guys.